At the Hidalgo County Courthouse, the fate of Victor Godinez could be in the hands of a jury as early as tomorrow. His defense team rested today.
Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in this case. Channel 5's Christian Pricing is live outside the courthouse now to explain what is next. Christian.
Rudy, the jury will be back here tomorrow at the 389th District Court. During this punishment phase, it was the defense's opportunity to make a point to the jury, talking about circumstances in Victor Godinez's upbringing, as well as circumstances leading up to the crime. Today wrapped up early with closing arguments set for tomorrow.
Monday in the 389th District Court, the defense's questioning in the punishment phase of the trial came to an end. Victor Alejandro Godinez found guilty the week before of capital murder and 2 counts of attempted capital murder. Next, he'll learn his punishment. Monday morning, the defense called their final witnesses. Fabiola Guzman Munoz, Godinez's cousin. She called Godinez Alex and remembered photos taken some 2 decades ago. She said his father died when he was just a few years old, and Godinez's mother wasn't strict enough. Next to the stands, Godinez's uncle, Ruben Garza Leal. Quote, "To me, he's like my son," he said. He testified he took care of Godinez often, dropped off by the defendant's mother, often for a week or more at a time, he said, saying, quote, "We thought she was not able to take care of the baby." He said Godinez was not a troublesome kid and got along with the family. The uncle became emotional when asked why he hadn't spoken to him since the shooting. Quote, "To me, it's very hard seeing him in that situation," he said. Defense attorney Oscar Rene Flores asked, "Do you still think of him as your son?" The uncle said he does. Starting Tuesday, Godinez will face the judgment of a jury. That jury will decide if he will spend the rest of his life in jail or if he's put to death for his crimes.
And to recap this trial, which has lasted almost 4 weeks, during the guilt-innocence phase of the trial, the prosecution took 9 days and brought in 41 witnesses. The defense brought in 0 of their own witnesses for that portion and declined to do opening and closing statements. For the punishment phase, though, the defense brought in their witnesses last week and today, and speaking on both the circumstances of Godinez's upbringing, as well as bringing in 2 friends. Those 2 friends spoke about the circumstances of the day of the shooting in 2019, talking about that they were drinking for hours before that shooting occurred. How will those factors factor into a jury's decision-making process? We spoke to a defense attorney here in the Valley, not related to this case, about those factors.
So sentencing phases on whether we're dealing with a misdemeanor case, a felony, or a capital case like this, the background of somebody is important. No different than their criminal history is important. No different than the victim's family and their position on a case is of the utmost importance. But everything is on the table for the jury to consider. We're dealing with life or death. Everyone's background, all of this is on the table at the sentencing phase.
After 3 weeks of trial, Victor Godinez will hear his sentence. Defense and prosecution will have an opportunity to make closing arguments tomorrow. The judge will explain first what the jury needs to consider, and then deliberation will start tomorrow. Reporting live at the courthouse, Christian Pricing, Channel 5 News.